Hello students, today in Unit 1 or 12th standard physics we are going to see the first lesson, electrostatics, and this is going to be the episode number 1. Let me explain what do you mean by this electrostatics. Electrostatics deal with the study of forces, fields and potentials arising from static charges. The important thing is we also acquire or we also experience some charges in our life. Let me give some examples for this. Students, all of us have an experience of seeing a spark or hearing a crackle when we take off our synthetic clothes or sweater. Particularly in dry weather, usually almost inevitable with ladies' garments like polyester saree, we have some sort of feeling that is which impinge on our body. That's the basic thing about the passage of sarees. Actually, the electromagnetism is one of the most important branches of physics. In olden days, electricity and magnetism were treated as separate subjects. We are attracted by the gravitational force of the earth. We stand on earth only because of this electromagnetic force of atoms. Usually, friction arises due to electromagnetic interaction between the atoms which are present in the object and the atoms on the surface. Let me tell you only one important thing. The electricity always deal with the charges, and we are going to see the properties and the behavior of the charges in this chapter. I want to explain you about the historical background of the electric charges. If you give a rubber or a plastic cone an elastic charge by passing it rapidly through your hair or rubbing it vigorously against a wool sweater, finally, let me explain the known example of the cone and a boy. When you hold a cone near the stream of water or near your head, just below the faucet, and watch what happens to the hair and what happens to the comb. The comb, while rubbing, get some force. Okay, due to that force, you can collect a piece of paper in the ground using this comb. After you use the comb in your hair, rubbing the comb through your hair makes it electrically charged. What more of objects can occur and hold a charge when you rub them across your hair or on a fabric? The comb works better as a metal object or once that as an insulator. When an object is rubbed with another object, for example, the rubber with silk cloth, some amount of charges is transferred from one object to another due to the friction between them, and the object is then said to be electrically charged. That's why the comb is also electrically charged. It is very important to note that the electrification of the body, whether positive or negative, is due to transfer of electrons from one body to another body. That is, if the electrons are transferred from a body, then the deficiency of electrons makes the body positive. Are you clear? If the electrons are transferred from a body, then the deficiency, that's because there will be no electrons in the body. That deficiency makes the body positive. If the electrons are gained by a body, then the excess of electrons makes the body negative. Charging the object through rubbing is called triboelectric charging. Okay. Electricity may be difficult to see, but you can easily observe in effects. How often have you found socks clinging to a shirt as you remove them from a hot dryer? The forces behind these familiar effects are electric in nature and stem from what we commonly call static electricity. Static electricity does not more than just push things around. Okay. However, as we probably noticed while reaching for a door knock or a friend's hand on a cold or a dry day, we find this electric nature. That means we get some cold or hot temperature from our friend. And in this section, we will examine the static electricity and the physics behind its intriguing forces and often a painful shocks. When a plastic foam is rubbed, as I explained in the last slide, we got electricity, okay, because the atom is electrically neutral and is made up of negatively charged electrons and positively charged protons and neutrons which have a zero charge. You can see in the picture this positive charge and negative charge elements, some are glass. The glass is usually stick with the silk, and the wool and flannel can have a positive charge. When it stick with the amber or ebonite or a rubber, it behaves as a positive charge, and ebonite and polythene, dry hair and comb, all are positive and negative charge examples. Now, let's see some of the basic properties of charges. You can see in this picture the electrostatic attraction between the charges and the electrostatic repulsion between the charges in this video. As you know, the charges are defined as a charge is a technical term used to indicate that an object has been prepared so as to participate in electrical forces. For example, although we speak colloquially of charging a battery, you may easily verify that a battery has not charged in the technical sense. Example, it does not exert any electrical forces on a piece of tape that has been prepared. So, there is no possible of having a charge in a cell phone battery. There are two types of electric charge. They are positive and negative that I show in the small video. The atomic particle called the proton has a positive charge and the electron has a negative charge. Charges come in quantized units. All protons carry same amount of positive charge and all electrons carry a charge of minus E, that means a negative. We will discuss how charge is measured and the unit of electric charge below. The basic properties of charges. Okay, most objects in the universe are made up of atoms, which in turn are made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. Electric charge is a physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. Then conservation of charges. How can we conserve a charge? The total electric charge in the universe is constant. Okay, and the charge can neither be created and nor be destroyed as a energy. In any physical process, the net change in charge will always be zero. Then quantization of charges. The charge Q here in this lesson, from this lesson, the charge has been expressed in terms of Q. So the charge Q on any object is equal to the integral multiple of this fundamental unit of charge E. Actually, small e is denoted for the charge of an electron. Now, charge of electron Q is equal to the number of electrons, that is n is any integer, that is 0, plus or minus 1 or plus or minus 2 or plus or minus 3 and or plus or minus 4, etc. This is called quantization of electric charge. Thank you, students. See you in next class.